We welcome you back to the start of the second half, as that break was brought to you by Powers Health Hydration. Fuel up, stay strong, stay powered. Kyle Mathas here in Whiting on the Heartland Sports Network. 40-32 lead for the Crimson Wave, looking for their fourth straight win against the Cougars of Kuyper, looking to bounce back after they've lost two straight to Manhattan Christian and Faith Baptist. And that Faith Baptist game was a blowout. 24-point loss in that game on not this last Saturday, not 2 days ago, but 9 days ago. And they played two exhibition games last week, which helped them a lot. Get some things figured out, and we're underway here in the second half. Kuyper with the basketball down by 8. They need a big second half here, and they've been able to score, but they just haven't been able to stop Calumet from scoring. And Calumet scored 40 points in the game. That ball is turned over. Davis tripped up, gets rid of it, and Slowinski has it. Early turnover to begin the half for the Cougars. That's their 6th of the game. And for the Cougars, they have 158 turnovers on the season. It's not a good number by their standards. They're just about 8 turnovers per game. They're starting to get up there in the total. 3 seconds on the shot clock, and the jumper falls for Kyron Dock, who really was a little bit quiet after his really quick start to the first half, but he gets his first 2 points here in the second half. Here's Jacob May. That pass was risky. Pulled in, though, by Moore. Jump shot comes up short. Rebound battered around. Now the floater rattles in for Jacob May off the offensive rebound. Both of these teams do exceptionally well at offensive rebounding this season. They got a lot of height out on the floor, a lot of strength, a lot of aggressiveness. As Slowinski with a nice up and under move. He's up to 7 points. He has had a slow start by his standards, but there's still a lot of time. And the Cougars, that would be the last guy that they would want to get going would be Slowinski. Great pass underneath. What a pass by Jacob May, and the finish by Austin Stone. As the bench for the Cougars trying to get their defense to make big plays here. Dock goes inside and is fouled and gets the basket to go. Kyron Dock having a great game, and it's May called for the foul. That's his 3rd. So Jacob May is immediately taken out of the game, and Micah Estelle, the sophomore from Hopkins, Michigan, is going to come in. First time we've seen Estelle in this game. Estelle is averaging just 1.7 points per game. Hasn't played too much this season yet. He's just a sophomore, but he transferred from Grand Rapids Community College last season. That offensive rebound's taken in. Tap back by Slowinski off the missed free throw. And here is another offensive possession for the Crimson Wave. Slowinski, step back jumper, won't fall. Rebound pulled in by Davis. And then Davis is fouled inside. I think this one might be on Nick York. And it is. And for Nick York, that's only his 1st, so he doesn't really have to worry about foul trouble quite yet. But soon the Cougars, if they continue allowing the Crimson Wave to get offensive rebounds, they're going to have to go deep in their bench if their starters get in foul trouble, especially with the injuries to Joe Young and to Sam Dillard, 2 of their best players. As that trip to this trip to the free throw line, brought to you by IU Northwest, your future, your IU. First one wasn't good for Davis. Here's the second. And 0 for 2 from the line for Davis. A rare miscue for Davis from the free throw line. Three-pointer on the way, right side, will not fall. Offensive rebound pulled in, put up, and put in. So Bogerty gets the offensive rebound, and Estelle gets his first contributions off the bench. 8-point game. Cougars hanging in there. Driving inside, get it back out to Aiken. Work it around to Tolliver, coming back in off the bench after early foul trouble, and rattles that one in. So Tolliver only has 5 points, but he's had to deal with some fouls. He's had to sit on the bench for an extended period of time. Three-pointer on the way, short by Stone. Gets his own rebound, and then Aiken makes a nice defensive play, and that layup comes up short. Here comes Davis. Hop step into the paint, loses possession, comes back out to Aiken. Work it around here. Tolliver gets it in the post. J. Caleb Slowinski gets it inside, puts it up, and gets it to go. Well, you wondered who would step up in a big way with the absence of Malik Petty, their CCAC Offensive Player of the Week last week. He's out with a shoulder injury, but the three guys, and Quindarius Davis, Kyron Dock, and J. Caleb Slowinski has stepped up massively in this game. Aiken's been huge defensively as he almost just forced a turnover. But Aiken has been a big factor. He hasn't scored yet in this game, but he is a huge player defensively. He's good with blocks, he's good with steals, and he's a huge player coming in from Highline College in Washington. So 50-38 is the lead. We'll take a timeout under 4 minutes into the second half. 12-point lead for Calumet. They're playing extremely well, and they're looking for their fourth straight win. We'll be back after this. We welcome you back after the Doc's Barbecue timeout. Take a moment, let it simmer. Well, Kuyper let all of the momentum for Calumet simmer, and they hope that they can get a little bit of momentum themselves as they trail by 12 early in the second half here. 4 seconds on the shot clock. They got to hurry. It's going to have to be a tough jump shot, and Doc is called for the foul at the shot clock buzzer. He didn't need to foul, and he did. Nick York is fouled on the play, and Doc is not happy because he could have just let York put up a wild shot and miss, but now York is going to go to the free throw line for 2. That first free throw will not fall. We're going to see Jacob May come back in for Austin Stone. So Jacob May has, I believe, 3 fouls, and that is confirmed. 3 fouls for May. If he picks up one more, he'll have to sit till at least the 7-minute mark, which is 9 minutes. So he's got to be very careful as 0 for 2 from the line for Nick York. Keeps it a 12-point deficit. Tolliver turns it over, and up ahead come the Cougars. Outlet pass ahead, and the great finish inside on the fast break by Bogerty. Davis almost had a block, a chase down block on that play. Could not get it. Jump shot, Aiken, right wing. And he still has not yet to get on the scorer's sheet yet, but makes a good defensive play. Taps the ball out. It comes inside, and Jacob May is fouled. This might go on Slowinski here. And it will. So Slowinski picks up. I believe that's on Slowinski. Davis did not believe that foul should have been on him, and it wasn't. It's on Slowinski, so that's his first. Davis still does not have a foul yet, but he was confused because the PA announcer said the foul was on him. First free throw will not fall for Jacob May. Both teams struggling from the free throw line here in the second half. Kuyper went 50% from the line in the first half. Calumet went 57%. 0 for 2 on that trip from the line for May, and they've missed their last 4 free throws. Calumet has missed their last 2. Aiken, jump shot, and that one rattles in and out. Davis gets the rebound, and he will reset. 15 on the shot clock. Jump shot, Slowinski from the top of the key. That one too strong, off the mark. Rebound pulled in. Here comes Nick York. They need somebody to step up in a big way. Quite frankly, both teams have been kept ice cold over the last 2 minutes or so, as that shot will not fall. Aiken gets the rebound. He's behind the play. Tolliver stripped on the play. Great strip by York. Feed it over. Left wing 3. They need this. And the shot will not fall for Elijah Searcy. And now Aiken is alone ahead of the pack. And Aiken misses the dunk. He is not happy. He has yet to get on the scores column yet. As Coach Hawkins just trying to get him in the right mindset right now. As great defense by Slowinski. Inside, jump shot will not fall by Bogerty. Both teams are in a big scoring drought of about 3 minutes until now. Great drive inside by Davis. And we're going to get a timeout called by Coach Hawkins about 6 minutes and 7 seconds into the second half. So 52-40, the lead for Calumet. We'll take a break on the Heartland Sports Network. Calumet looking for their 4th straight win. We'll be back after this. We welcome you back to the Rittenmeyer Center. Competitive game, but quite frankly, the Kuyper Cougars are going to have to get something going here over the next 14 minutes because Calumet is controlling things. Kuyper on about a 3.5-minute scoring drought, and they've had 4 free throws. They've missed them all. Calumet just broke their 2.5-minute scoring drought, and they're up by 12, 52-40. It's a battle between 3 players for Calumet, 15 points for Doc, 14 for Davis, 10 for Slowinski, and nobody on the Cougars side of things has 10 points. 9 points for Nick York, and that is the team lead. So nobody has double-digit points yet for the Kuyper Cougars. They got to get somebody to start stepping up because they are running out of time, and Calumet's getting too big of a lead. We see Pop Indie back into the game off the bench for Calumet. Here's York. Man-to-man defense for the Crimson Wave. 6 on the shot clock. 3-pointer short and off the mark. Rebound fought for. It's on the ground. The shot clock went off, but they're going to say it was a shot clock violation. So not a jump ball. It would have went to Calumet anyways, but the shot clock violation keeps the jump ball favoring the Crimson Wave. So that's actually a big call to Calumet if there's ever a jump ball. Shot clock violation. It's a 12-point game. Doc and Davis have been huge today, but they go down to Slowinski, who's also been a big factor in this game. He goes in the post. Slowinski puts it up, will not get it to fall. A rebound pulled down by the Cougars. And here comes Elijah Searcy. Elijah Searcy inside, and we're going to get a foul on the floor. It's going to be on Tolliver. It's going to be his 3rd. So 2 players, 1 on each side, in foul trouble. Tolliver with 3, and then 3 fouls on the other side of things for Jacob May. So the only 2 players in the game so far in foul trouble as Tolliver comes out of the game. And we're going to see Abdoulaye Ba coming in. He honestly hasn't gotten as much playing time in this game as he has typically in this season. Wow, that should have been a travel, no call. So Austin Stone off the inbound gets the basket to go and ends a 4-minute scoring drought for the Cougars. It's a 10-point game. They're hanging on by a thread. They're still in this game. When Darius Davis pulls up for 3, and that one's short, off rebound pulled in from Stone, and here comes Nick Moore. Moore with space, and that one blocked by Slowinski. It'll go out of bounds. It'll stay here. Tolliver comes right back in for Davis. I guess I just wonder for Coach Hawkins, he's playing with a little bit of fire here. If he does pick up his 4th foul, things could get very interesting for one of their starters. They'll have to put him on the bench. Working it around here. 10 on the shot clock. Here's Bogerty. It's Nick Moore. Running out of time. Got to put up a wild shot. That one will not fall. Slowinski grabs the rebound. And another great defensive possession, for Calumet. They're making Kuyper pull up with some tough contested shots, some uncomfortable shots as Slowinski tried to go with the quick 3, did not get it to fall. And here's Searcy. Goes inside. That ball tipped around. Up for grabs. And then Abdoulaye Ba pulls it in. Long outlet pass. And that one should not have been done, and he takes the blame for it. A turnover, unnecessary turnover, unforced turnover by the Crimson Wave. I mean, plays like those, as we see a reach and foul here, and it's going to go on Tolliver. That's his fourth. They're going to have to take him out for sure. And Davis is going to have to come back in. So Tolliver comes right back in after coming to the bench and picks up his fourth foul. We're also going to see Kyle McCullough. He's going to come back in he's going to come in for the first time in this game. McCullough, just a freshman, 1.7 points per game this season. He's 2 for 5 from the field overall. Here's the layup inside and a huge play. Austin Stone gets it to go. That turnover by Abdoulaye Ba not only gave them a 4-point swing, cuts it back down to single digits, but also it basically gave Tylen Tolliver his fourth foul as Doc goes inside, tried to go with the crazy layup and cannot get it to fall. Here come the Cougars. Inside Searcy, that shot wild, will not fall, and the rebound fell right to Searcy, who was out of bounds. So Elijah Searcy not happy with his own mistake. He'll come to the bench, and Nick York is back in. York has had a lot of playing time in this game tonight. In the game against Faith Baptist Bible College, Nick York had 9 points, which was second on the team, right behind Austin Stone, who had 10. Davis, hop step in the paint, puts up the floater, comes up short, rebound tipped around, and it goes out of play. The second half, and I don't want to be critical, or at least hypercritical on these two teams, but it's been a lot sloppier of a second half. A lot more turnovers, a lot lower of a field goal and three-point percentage for both of these teams, and these two teams just looking to get something going offensively. But Kuyper is honestly right where they want to be. They're still in this game. In a road game here against Calumet. Reach and foul called on Doc. Excuse me, that's actually going to be on Abdoulaye Ba. It's not going to be on Doc. But 5 fouls called on Calumet, so the next free throws here, or the next foul, I should say, called on Calumet will put Kuyper in the bonus. They'll have a 1-and-1. That shot is blocked by Slowinski. What a great block inside by Slowinski. He has 4 blocks on the season. As a layup inside will not fall for Doc. Rebound pulled in by the Cougars. Slowinski, really good rebounder, but where he's very underrated is his blocking ability. We're under 10 to play. Moore's pass outside, swing it up top. Here's Jacob May driving it inside, and a great drive by Jacob May. He's up to 8 points. Still, only one player, Austin Stone, in double digits for Kuyper. He has 10 points, but you know what? They're still in this game. It's only a 6-point game. It was as high as a 12-point deficit earlier on in the second half for the Cougars. Slowinski, fadeaway jumper, will not fall. And then an over-the-back foul called here on Pop Indie. And we'll get a media timeout, under 10 timeout here on the Heartland Sports Network. 52-46, the lead for Calumet, but it's getting slimmer and slimmer by the possession. Can they hang on and pick up their 4th straight win? We'll find out next. We welcome you back to a competitive final 9-19. Quindarius Davis is having a great game, 14 points, transferred from Ferris State 3 years ago. He was actually recruited by Ferris State to play football. Well, he plays for the football team for Calumet, but he's having a great game here for the basketball team. And then Austin Stone, on the other hand, averaged just 5.8 points per game as a true freshman, 4.1 as a sophomore last year for the Cougars. He's looking to have a breakout year this season for the Cougars. And we get a turnover by Kuyper, forced by Tolliver, who's back in the game. So he has 1 foul remaining, or else he will foul out. He's up to 4 fouls. But turnover right out of the break. Slowinski inside. They need to get him going, and he does. The fadeaway jumper goes for Slowinski. He now has 12 points. Work it around here. How can Kuyper get the three-point shots going? They've been so cold in this game from beyond the arc. 0 for 4 here in the second half, 20% on the game. And they got 10 seconds on the shot clock here. They got to hurry with Nick York. 5 seconds. And they throw it away, and there's going to be a turnover by Kuyper. Another great defensive possession from the Crimson Wave. Calumet, one of the best teams in the conference in defensive efficiency as well. And they're showing it here in this game so far. Jump shot on the way. Short on the jumper by Tolliver. Offensive rebound pulled in from Davis. So they have a fresh 20 seconds. Tolliver inside. Puts up a shot, and there was a lot of contact on that play. And they're going to say it was a block on Jacob May, which May's got to be careful too. He already has 3 fouls. That could have been his 4th. But Coach Hawkins calling a play. Coach Hawkins, second season. He was the men's coach in 2004 for 2 years. He's been the head coach at Trinity Christian for 6 seasons. As they turn it over, he's also the head coach at IU Northwest, by the way. And Valparaiso. Jump shot, right corner, and a big shot. First made three-pointer of the half by the Cougars. And Stone gets it to go to cut it back down to 5 with 7.5 to play. Should be a great finish down the stretch here in Whiting. Aiken has still yet to get on the scores sheet. They're trying to get him on the score sheet. He goes into the post. It's a three-pointer from Tolliver straight on. And Tylen Tolliver gets it to go. He's got 8 points for Tolliver and makes a three-pointer. That's brought to you by Tech Credit Union. They're the better option for your financial journey. Here's Jacob May. Get it inside for Moore. And a big answer for, Nick Moore. Big answer for Nick Moore. It's a 6-point game. And the coaching staff, Andrew Howard and Brad Rosenweg, letting their team know for Kuyper. Doc goes inside, and Doc does not get the friendly roll. And it's a big possession here for Kuyper. Pump fake, Jennings inside, and Latrell Jennings gets it to go. Timeout called by Calumet as it's down to 4. We'll keep it here. And it has really turned on its head. Calumet was leading by 12 about 5 minutes into the second half, and all of a sudden it's a 4-point game, 57-53. It's a lot closer of a game for Kuyper than was that game 9 days ago against Faith Baptist Bible College, where they lost by 25 points. Leading scorer for Kuyper, Austin Stone, having himself a great game, 13 points. And then Quindarius Davis and Kyron Dock, both over 15 points in the game. They've been really, really good tonight. And Slowinski's actually catching up to them as well. But here we go. I mean, who's going to make the big play? Remember, they don't have Malik Petty. They're CCAC Offensive Player of the Week last season. He's out with a shoulder injury, but Kuyper doesn't have their 2 leading scorers on the season so far, Joe Young or Sam Dillard. Sam Dillard was the freshman of the year last season in his region. Here we go, 6.5 to play in this competitive game. Bounce pass inside Slowinski. He'll post up here on May. Slowinski with a great spin move, and Slowinski gets it to go. 12 points for Slowinski. He's catching up to Doc and Davis. Work it around here to Bogarty. Bogarty in the corner, three-pointer on the way, and that one's short for York. I think Calumet would want to allow the Cougars to take three-pointers at this point in the game because they've been so cold in the game on three-pointers. There's a turnover by Davis, stolen by Moore. Nick Moore inside and gets it to go. There's an injured player here as Moore gets it to go. That's not good. I think that's Nick York. He's grabbing his left shoulder. Or excuse me, that's actually Micah Estelle off the bench. He is grabbing his left shoulder. So at this point, with your two leading scorers out of the game, you would not want to have many more injuries or having to dig so deep into their bench. So here we go. 4-point game. So Estelle comes out after his injury. We hope it's minor. Here's Indiye. Slowinski spinning inside, putting up the shot, and he's fouled. So Slowinski will go to the free throw line for 2 attempts here. Slowinski in this game so far is 0 for 2 from the free throw line. He's 64% on the season. Calumet, 61% from the free throw line. That's second worst in the CCAC, right ahead of Judson. Slowinski gets the first one to go, however, completely disregards my stat and does not care at all. First one goes. Here's the second. And gets the second one to go as well. So Slowinski is now 50% from the line. He has 14 points on the game. Doc, Davis, and Slowinski leading the way for Calumet. All three of them with double-digit in scoring. And then Pop Indiye has 8 points, all of them in the first half. Great response. Great layup from Nick Moore. He now has 10 points. He's the second player for Kuyper to score 10 points or more in this game up to this point. Under 5 minutes to play. Doc steps into a jumper and gets it to go. Kyron Doc with an important basket. 15 points for Doc. 17 for Doc. I apologize. Either way, he leads the scoring overall in the game. Three-pointer on the way. Jacob May gets it to fall. Jacob May with a huge three. They've been so, quite frankly, bad at three-point shooting in this game, but they've made 4 threes, 2 here in the second half, 2 in the last 3 minutes. It's a 3-point game. Doc gets it inside Slowinski. Kicks it back out. Nobody's there. And a turnover, a really costly turnover at this point in the game. So we'll take a break. 4:09 to play. Really close call and close game coming down to the wire here. It's a 3-point Calumet lead. We'll be back after this. 63-60, the lead for Calumet. However, it was all the way up to 12 at one point here in the second half, and all of a sudden things have changed. Why is that? Well, because Jacob May is starting to hit some three-pointers here for Kuyper. They were 0 for 4. Now they're 2 for 6 on three-pointers here in the second half. 4 minutes to play. 3-point game. Kuyper looking for their 5th win of the season. Calumet looking for their 4th win of the year and their 4th straight win. Bounce pass inside. Oh, that's an unbelievable pass by Bogarty. And Stone gets the layup to fall. And Stone is up to 15 points. It's a 1-point game, 3.5 to play. I kid you not, there has not been a single win, at least for Calumet, that has not been close. As Slowinski gets the shot off the mark, and then he reaches in and is called for the foul. And that is Slowinski's second foul, and like I mentioned before, that puts Kuyper in the bonus, which will be a 1-and-1. They're actually going to call that one on Pop Indiye. That's his 4th foul. So Slowinski looked like he reached in there. They're going to say Indiye did. So Tolliver will come back in, and things aren't much better for Tolliver. He has 4 fouls also. But it's a 1-and-1 here from the line for Jacob May to give Kuyper the lead if he can make both. And misses the first one. Rebound by Slowinski. It's a 1-point game here with 3:27 to play. Another insanely close game. Calumet lost the game to IU Northwest to begin conference play by 3. They beat St. Ambrose last Tuesday by 3. This one's coming down to the wire also. Slowinski pops inside, and we're going to get a foul here. It's going to be on Austin Stone. That'll be his third foul, so Slowinski will go to the line. Presented by IU Northwest, your future, your IU. He'll get 2 shots here. So Pop Indie comes back in for Tolliver. I think they just don't want Tolliver to get a foul called on him on defense and foul out of the game. So Jacob May is out. Latrell Jennings back in. Jennings had 5 points in the loss 9 days ago against Baptist Bible College. 2 free throws here for Slowinski. First one goes in. 15 points for Slowinski. This can be 16 here. But he misses the second free throw. Rebound is up for grabs. It's pulled in by the Cougars. It's a 2-point game. Calumet not in the bonus yet at this point. Kuyper's close to the double bonus. 3 minutes to play. Should be a great finish here. Nick Moore pulls up for the tie. Will not get it to fall. And Kyron Dock with the big rebound. So here we go. They can really get their half-court offense going as Dock drives to the rim, and he's fouled. And that looks like it's going to be on Nick York. It's only a second foul. He doesn't really have to be in a worry, but any foul from this point on for Calumet, they'll be in the bonus. So both teams in the bonus, 2:44 to play. We thank you all for joining us tonight. Kyle Mathas here from Whiting. What a game it's been. As Doc gets the first one to go. It has been a great game. I mean, we just didn't know what the game would have in store for us because it was a 12-point game at one point, but it has really came down to the wire, and it has lived up to the billings here as Doc goes 2 for 2 and makes it a 4-point game, which is a 2-possession game as Coach Gary Bailey takes a timeout. We'll keep it here on the Heartland Sports Network, 66-62. And both of these teams for their upcoming games, Calumet will play on Thursday against Grace Christian. Ironically enough, the same Grace Christian school that head coach Gary Bailey coached for 17 seasons. So they'll play them on Thursday in Michigan. Then they'll play Valpo on Saturday. That's an exhibition game. Their next home game will be next Wednesday against Great Lakes Christian right here at the Rittenmeyer Center. And meanwhile, for Kuyper, their next game comes on Wednesday, 2 nights from now, at home against Andrews University. And actually, I want to confirm, Calumet, it's in the talks right now. I believe they have a game actually tomorrow against Andrews. So Kuyper's playing Andrews on Wednesday. I believe Calumet has a game tomorrow. We'll try to confirm that for you before the end of the broadcast. It was just basically created as a game just recently. As that shot won't fall for Austin Stone out of the timeout. And here comes Davis. Calumet, a bucket would go a long way here. Here's Kyron Dock going inside. Shot won't fall. Rebound pulled in by the Cougars. And here comes York in the corner. Pump fake. They work it back up top. 2 minutes to play. And York actually went inside. That was off the mark. Indie, I think, got a piece of that on the block. Here comes Quindarius Davis. Hangs in tight. Can't get the shot to fall. A lot of bodies hitting the floor here. Long pass ahead. Pump fake by Jennings, and he'll reset. Kuyper needs to get a really good possession going here. Shot from Jennings, and that one won't go, and the rebound. They're going to get a reach-in foul here on Nick York, and Coach Bailey put his hands on his head after the three-point attempt by Jennings. So a huge, huge moment in the game. That could have brought it down to a 1-point game instead. I don't believe that they realized that Calumet should be in the bonus, and they just impounded the ball, but Calumet should be shooting 1-and-1 here. Well, I guess we're going to play on, but Calumet should be getting a 1-1 right now. And they are going to let them play it out. All right, so we play it out. 1:20 to play. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Doc gets it inside. And Abdoulaye Ba goes inside. Doubled up. And, oh, what a shot for Abdoulaye Ba. His first 2 points of the game coming at a big point in the game. With a minute to go, it's a 6-point game. And for a team that has not shot 3-point shots well, it's a large deficit. But a quick answer from Nick York. 11 points for York in the game. 3 players for the Cougars with 10 or more. 45 seconds. Calumet can waste the clock here. It's still a 4-point game, which is 2 possessions. Oh, what a move by Doc. And he flies in, and Kyron Doc gets a huge basket. He's at 19 points, close to 20. And here we go. They got to hurry, Kuyper, because they have 33 seconds, and they haven't shot in the 3 particularly well. Driving inside is Nick Moore, and he gets the basket to fall. Timeout called by Kuyper, and they're now out of timeouts. They had 1 remaining. We'll take a 30-second break here on the Heartland Sports Network. 4-point lead for Calumet. We'll be back after this. We welcome you back after our timeout, brought to you by Doc's Barbecue. Take a moment, let it simmer. And barbecue does sound very good right now. I cannot lie. And you know what? With the way that Calumet has played without their leading scorer on the season, Malik Petty, I think Coach Jason Hawkins definitely might reward his team with something like that, a barbecue dinner, because they have had some important pieces to this team step up in a big way and score without Malik Petty. It's a 4-point game with 28.9 seconds. They get it into Doc. When is Kuyper going to foul? As Doc gets it across the timeline, Tolliver has it. No shot clock, by the way. And Hawkins calls a timeout. And I kid you not, if Hawkins did not call a timeout, Coach Hawkins, Kuyper would have had a steal. So we will keep it here on the Heartland Sports Network. No timeouts left for either team at this point in the game. Kuyper is in the bonus, and apparently Calumet is not. I believe, according to the officials, the bonus occurs at 7 fouls and not 5. But 70-66 is the score. These are the leading scorers for both teams. Austin Stone leads the way for Kuyper at the moment. He has 15 points for the Cougars, and Nick Moore is not too far back as well with 12 points. Jacob May and Nick York have had some great games as well. And then Quindarius Davis has 14 points, and Kyron Doc is lighting things up here offensively for Calumet. He currently has 19 points, and J. Caleb Slowinski, by the way, has 15 points. Those are the 3 leading scorers at the moment for the Crimson Wave. So no timeouts for either team. So if you get trapped, you got to try to find a teammate without turning the ball over. Possession arrow favors the Crimson Wave. With 19 seconds to go, they get it into Slowinski, and he's fouled quickly with 18 seconds. So according to the referee's logic, Calumet is not in the bonus yet. So they would have to foul one more time. And they're actually going to put him to the bonus. So it's going to be a 1-1 here for Slowinski. So they're going to put him in the bonus now. I believe they should have been in the bonus 2 fouls ago. Either way, it's going to be a 1-1 here for Slowinski. He has 15 points. He is on track for some postseason accolades if he can continue doing what he's been doing this season so far. As Slowinski gets the first free throw to go. He's from Chicago, Illinois, went to Corliss High School, Slowinski. And last season, he was all-conference second team after transferring from initially Waubonsee Community College and then went to Bluefield State and then went to Calumet. So he's been all over the place. 2 for 2 from the line for Slowinski. It's a 6-point game with 13 seconds. And Nick Moore goes inside and gets the layup to fall. They get it in quickly to Davis, and Davis is fouled, so we'll have a 1-and-1 here. So 72-68. One and one here for Davis. And he misses. Ball's tipped around, tipped into Kuyper. They have 6 seconds to do something here. And a wild shot from the corner will not fall. Rebound's tipped out of bounds. 0.7 seconds. Calumet doesn't even need a foul. And the game is over. No foul here, and that would end things. And that's it. Well, actually, the three-pointer goes in at the buzzer, so it's going to be a 1-point win for Calumet. Another close game. I guess that was just a stat pad at that point. Calumet did not even need to foul. And that will do it. So a fourth straight win for Calumet for the second straight season. They won 6 in a row last year in their great 16-13 season. And now they've won 4 in a row here at the beginning of this season to move to 4-5. Remember, they started the season 0-5, and now they are 4-5. What a great performance by the Calumet Crimson Wave. Kuyper definitely hung in there, but now they've lost 3 straight games. They move down to 4-7. Calumet is 4-5 heading into their next game tomorrow night against Andrews College. Let's take a look at some of the final stat lines, and then we will finish things out here on the broadcast on the Heartland Sports Network. At the end of the day, Kyron Dock led the way with 19 points. Davis had 14, and Slowensky had 17 points for Calumet in the win. For Kuyper, they were led by Austin Stone, who ended up finishing things with 15 points, and Nick Moore, 14 points for him. Jacob May and Nick York had a great game, but just Sean Bogerty is kind of the big stat line here because he started the game with 5 points and ended with 8. He only had 3 points after the first 5 minutes of the game. So like we mentioned, Calumet will go up against Andrews tomorrow, and Kuyper will play on Wednesday against Andrews University at home. Well, that'll do it for us here on the broadcast. What a great game. 72-71 is the final. Calumet wins it over Kuyper. We will see you next time. For now, so long and good night.